Hey y'all, we're talking about how far will you go? And I wonder how many of us, have we ever considered how far we'll go to rescue somebody? Years ago, Jennifer and I were driving down the interstate, much like this, and a large center concrete median, and right next to us, I just remember so distinctly or so vividly, there was this young lady passing our car. Jen and I happened to look because the car was making this loud whining noise, passing our car, and in the front seat next to her, she had her baby in a car seat because it was just a little coupe. And right as she was passing us, all of a sudden the entire car was engulfed in flames. I mean, it blew us away. The car didn't blow up, it was just engulfed in flames. And I watched her we were freaking out, but as she pulled over toward the inside lane of the interstate next to the concrete barrier, Jen and I pulled to the outside because I wanted to match her speed because I knew we had to do something. So as soon as she pulled off, I jumped out of the car and started to run across. Again, the car was engulfed in flames. And as I started to run across the interstate, I didn't see but one car coming. And this car all of a sudden flew by and flipped around and did a perfect 180 and landed right next to the center median. A stunt driver couldn't have done it perfect. And right as they did that, and I'm running toward the car that's in flames, and this lady ran out of the car. Apparently they knew each other. She was screaming her lungs out, running toward the car, just screaming. They were actually holding her head. And I ran over to the car, and right as I did, the crazy thing about it is the flames suddenly went out. As we have a semi passing behind me, the flames suddenly went out, and the lady got out, and the mom got out and just started screaming and crying, "My baby, my baby." I opened the door, pulled the baby out, then ran to the front of the car. And again, as the mom's crying, she's grabbing a hold of her baby, just freaking out. This other lady came running up, just screaming. Eventually, I just yelled, "Stop! Everybody's okay." And the lady stopped, and she looked at me like I just beat her up. And she looked down and wouldn't never look at me again. But I had to get control of the situation and try to help her calm down. That said, it was an amazing moment. Then all of a sudden, the car went up in flames again for about 10, 15 seconds. Then it died out. There happened to be a fire truck that came by within a couple of minutes, and they took care of them, and we just took off. But it was amazing, again, how God allowed us to be there at that moment. I wonder how many of us, we're going through situations, and people aren't necessarily catching on fire in their car, but they need rescuing. God's word tells us in Proverbs 24:11, rescue the perishing, hold back those staggering toward a slaughter. That's a verse, a passage that haunts me as I look around at a world that so desperately needs our Jesus. How far will you go to reach those people that need Jesus Christ? It's not a burning car, but man, it might as well be at the direction so many in our world are heading, and they don't even know it. Let's be about rescuing people for Jesus' fame. Love you guys. So honored you spend time with me. Hope you have an amazing day. And let's live reckless for the one who loves us most, Jesus. Bye, y'all.